Guess the stock that we are watching right now.
Let's go. NIO stock. Welcome to Trading HD. First of all, remember to read the disclaimer right here and also in the description below. Wow, look at the monthly chart, guys. We had the first movement to the downside, minus 91% more or less from that highs that made in 2018. Then we had an uptrend, crazy uptrend of more than 5,000%. And from that level of 60 something dollars, it went to the lower side again with a minus 94% more or less right now. What a chart in the monthly time frame. What do you think the direction will be? Let us know in the comments below and the reasons behind it. We are going to talk about the intraday a little bit, some breaking news that we have about NIO and their sales, something interesting, and also we're going to comment with you this stock. Let's go.
Yeah, first of all, guys, remember to subscribe to TradingST to watch more content like this, and also join us and leave your comments below about NIO. You know, what do you think about NIO? Share any information you may have that you want to share with us, so we can read them. And read all these ideas in the next video. So first of all, guys, what we have here, we are trading below the lower part of the trade of this downtrend channel, which is insane. We're talking about 3-year downtrend. So obviously, the key moment, is to buy the stock at the bottom, in order to find the rebound. It's similar to what happened back here below, between 2018 and 2020. Those who bought at the bottom, they found the best moment, and then the upturn was incredible. But here we have Enrique. You're gonna tell us a little bit about it. The risk that we are experiencing right now with NIO in comparison to what happened back in 2020.
It's a very interesting situation that we have right there. Let's go to the daily time frame to see with more detail this technical analysis that we have right here. You can clearly see this downtrend channel, parallel one, a very clear one in my opinion. It was being rejected on the upper part. You can see multiple times during 2021 and also at the end of this, 2022 in September, and they didn't even reach the top. The highest level was again during August of 2023, 1 year ago more or less, that they reached that $16 area. But from there, look at that. They created this kind of Christmas tree pattern, we could say. And from there, the price started to lose the lower levels. And that's the dangerous situation with this, because they lost first the level of $7, very clear breakout, a retest. Then they lost the level of $6, then the level of $5 more or less, and from there they reached this level of 3.90, more or less 3.60. From there, the movement to the upside, very clear, also breaking previous resistance areas. But as they reached this level of $6, you can clearly see like the price started to go again to the lower side and breaking the supports level again. So from what we can see right here, the bears were stronger than the bulls during these last movements during this descending channel. But right now, this is a very interesting situation, because if we go again to the weekly time frame, you can see like this white line that we have right here, where the price is right now, kind of holding, we could say. We have to wait and see how it works. Is a level that was being used as a resistance area during 2019. Right here, you can see that. Also as an accumulation period during 2020, and again as a resistance area, and then being broken out during 2020. So it's a very important level. Then we have the other one at 3.50 more or less, the white line, no, sorry, the yellow line below. So guys, what do you think? These supports will be strong enough to bounce the price again and maybe hold it around here, or make new highs again? Well, not maybe new highs, but reach again that uptrend movement? Or do you think these levels will be broken? And if that happens, wow, we could be talking about the stock going to previous support levels, and those aren't close enough as the others, in our opinion, from this technical side. What do you think about it? Let us know below. And I think it's a very interesting situation, because we are at the critical point.
I always recommend you guys, to focus on the fundamentals of a stock, because that's the reality. We are watching right now the weekly chart, and look at what happened back in the rally that we experienced back in between 2018 and 2020. The net income, was negative, but it was improving over time. And actually looked very, very, very good. When smart investors tend to buy stocks with this uptrend, in terms of net income, even though it can be like in losses, if we find this uptrend, every quarter improving the net income, this is a good reason to buy a stock, according to to the fundamentals. But here, look at what happened afterwards. It was insane. We're talking about like a minus 750 million. Wow, that was absolutely nuts. But then a lot of volatility as well. We have minus 100. Some investors thought that, okay, it was over. It was just a one-time thing, but it wasn't. And look at that. The next net incomes were absolutely horrible. And we're talking about that the worst net income ever in NIO happened twice, even three times or four times here between 2023 and 2024. So obviously right now we are in a very delicate situation because we are hoping to see better numbers as the ones we saw back in 2020, but still we are in very, very negative territory.
Yeah, so now that you mentioned the net income, let's go with the forecast to see what the Wall Street analysts have to say about this stock. And wow, they are all, well, not all, but the average is very bullish. We have the average on 64.53 to the upside. Then the maximum one, 204%, $12, 12.50, and then the minimum one, just minus 3%, so around this level. So they see like maybe from the technical side, they don't believe like the stock will crash this support area that we mentioned from the technical side in the weekly time frame. And also, according to the forecast in the quarterly and in the annual, they expect like the results of the EPS will be better each quarter and each year. So if that happens, we could see this scenario. What do you think about it, guys? Do you agree with this forecast or do you have a different opinion?
Important information right here in the EPS and the revenue. Look at that. We're talking about like a small improvement every quarter. So that's maybe a reason to think that the stock, it could suffer a downtrend, but not that much. According to this, it's like it's a long-term investment right here, and the thing here is like we need time to see the results in NIO. That's maybe one of the difficulties, because maybe you may think, okay, I prefer to invest something and my money somewhere else, that is, that we can see results faster. Here is a long-term investment. Look at that, in order to see the positive net income, we had to wait 4 years, and that's the reason that we had to think about, okay, if they can improve the numbers, this price action right now that you're watching right now, the current price, it could be like the best the best one, or at least in the next year it could be like a good time to invest in this stock. But obviously thinking about what it could happen in the next years, that we could see like net income in 2028.
Yeah, and then we have the revenue just below the forecast for that. And you can see in the annual chart for 2024, more or less a little bit high, well, not a little bit higher, but 1 point something billion dollars from one year to other. And then we have interesting data in 2027. Wow, $21 billion of revenue they expect. That would be insane. And with the EPS calculation, that forecast could be, if that happens, that could be a very positive situation for NIO. Let us know what do you think about all the fundamental side. We also have some news that we wanted to share with you. Let's go back to the charts so Alvaro can open them right there. We have the second one that is, or the first one, sorry, from Benzinga. What is going on, with this stock? And it's interesting because, this stock has lost a lot of percentage over the last year, and that's something that you can't deny looking at the chart. But they are working, they are offering products, they are trying to improve, and they are also, as we mentioned in previous video, like creating new batteries or systems related with that. So they are trying to really become a better company. It's there, and that's something that maybe investors, they don't see the profits yet, but they believe that they would. So that's something interesting also to comment below, because we have a lot of companies that they don't even release anything, and it's just based on hype. At least here we had some data that we could in the past talk about, and it's interesting. And you can see below in the other news that we have, the other piece of news we have from the Dow Jones News Hires, and we have the results of the volume, the delivery volume in second quarter. They believe like it will help to boost the economies of scale and support a stronger gross profit margin in this second quarter. That's something interesting. And then it is expected to hit 11% compared to 9.2 from the first quarter. So as we mentioned, they expect like better results, smaller ones, but better each month. So maybe each quarter. So maybe that's something investors will have into account. Let us know below if you believe this is true, or if this is the opposite. If you think like they will be doing worse, because we also have like the situation of the general market, the EV market, and the hype isn't as it was, and they have a lot of competition also.
And actually, that could be a good thing, like you have plenty of time to buy the stock, if you want to accumulate NIO shares, obviously you're going to have like 1 year to buy the shares. And around this price, the current price that we are watching right now, we are talking about that it could be trading sideways at between $5 and $3. So obviously you have time to think and to analyze the next quarters, to see if the fundamentals are looking better, or if at least we are talking about that the reporting earnings are very very similar to the estimates. If that is the case, obviously it's a good time to buy the stock.
Yeah, it's a very interesting asset in my opinion, to talk about the fundamental side, the technical side. You can learn a lot from just looking at the past and back testing it, and also trading it in life. Let us know if you are doing so. How is it going for you? What is your experience with NIO stock? We read all your comments in the next video. We're going to comment all of them as we did with previous ones. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it. Watch this video right here if you enjoy technical analysis, and if you want more stocks analyzed, let's go to Trading HD channel, and welcome.
Bye bye.